Alright guys, I'm here with my review of TNA's Bound for Glory 2012. Just got done watching the show. And I started the show off with the pre-show they had on Spike TV. I really just fast-forwarded through all the video packages and I watched the promos to see if there was anything interesting. The only really interesting thing on the pre-show was the Aces bringing in Joe Park. And they're just dragging him into the building and he's screaming, "Help me, help me," and the cameraman's just filming this. Nobody cares at all. It was really sad, but also very funny. And they did play Bobby Roode versus Austin Aries from Destination X, so that was cool, but it was really just a bunch of promos and video packages. So yeah, that was the pre-show. So on to Bound for Glory. This one was in Phoenix. First match is RVD versus Zema Ion for the X Division title. There was a sick flip over the top rope by Zema onto RVD. Looked like RVD kind of took it a little awkward, but that was a cool spot. RVD hits the frog splash for the win. New X Division champion. Why? I don't understand this. There's really no X Division. I mean, Zema Ion's entire thing was that he killed the X Division. He beat them all up. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do with this, but Zema Ion's entire title run as X Division champion has been pretty weak. It just hasn't really got a lot of TV time at all. So I don't know. Now that RVD's the champion, I'm sure it's going to get more TV time. So we'll see what happens, but it was a decent match. I personally think they should have just built up Kenny King and then had this be like a big match on the show instead of just this week on Impact. Throw a match on there for the X Division title. That's kind of sad since it is, such an important belt in the history of TNA that now it's just getting thrown on shows. Promo by Magnus. He says no more politics, he's free. And Magnus versus Samoa Joe for the TV titles the next match. Taz is talking about how Magnus is taller than him, and TNA says just barely. And Taz immediately realizes how stupid this was for him to say that. So it was pretty funny. Commentary this entire night was just ridiculous. Taz and TNA argue. Just some of the things they would say. These two guys. It's just... oh man, they got to get rid of Taz. They have to. He just brings shows down. But anyway, on to the actual match. They had a great crowd for this one. It really helped this match. And Magnus gets out of the choke twice, but the third time he ends up tapping out. So Samoa Joe wins the match. But I like this. I thought it was good. I actually thought it was better than the X Division match. But once again, the crowd really helped this one. And the crowd was great all night. So we get a great promo by Bobby Roode on how he's hated Storm for years. And tonight he's going to send Storm home for good. We get Storm versus Bobby Roode in the street fight with King Mo as enforcer. Earl Hebner is still the ref, so King Mo is really just there to watch, I guess. But this match was match of the night. Easily. Nothing else could top this one. Hardy versus Aries was a very good match, but this was definitely match of the night. And Bobby Roode slingshots James Storm into the ring post and busts him open. And when I say bust him open, I mean covered in blood. It was almost so much that for most of the match, I just kept thinking about how dizzy James Storm must be from this much blood loss. It was a ridiculous amount of blood. He couldn't really see at some points. His entire face, it was like someone just painted his face red. He must have really bladed deep. But, great match. Roode uses a chair on him. He gets a trash can and a kendo stick. Storm does the drop down DDT on the ramp. The ramp was set up kind of like the old ECW shows where it's just the ramp goes directly to the ring. There's no dip or anything. But Roode gets busted open too after a trash can shot. They fight on top of the announce table, which is this weird clear table with the monitors inside of it. And they fight on top of this, and then Roode ends up spearing Storm into the next table, which is just a regular table. But I was hoping somebody would go through this clear table, but It was clearly set up just for the monitors. So Rude gets in the ring and he shoves Earl Hebner. This causes King Mo to get in the match, and he pushes Rude. Storm hits the Codebreaker in the last call super kick, but Rude kicks out. Rude brings in some thumbtacks, and he goes up top to hit a superplex on James Storm, but Storm pushes him off, and Bobby Roode takes the thumbtack bump. Storm hits him in the head with a beer bottle, hits another super kick for the win, and that was it. It was just a great match. Both guys gave 100% here and really helped make this show something special. Without this match, it would have been a much worse show, just based on these ridiculous surprises they tried to pull out, but I'll get into that later. So Joey Ryan promo on 87%, gut check, he's going to win the challenge or the contract, all that same stuff he's been doing for a while now. And it's Al Snow versus Joey Ryan. Al Snow doesn't even come out with head. I don't know why. He does this with nothing, and the fans are like, what the hell is this? But eventually he brings head out from under the ring, so why the hell didn't he just come out with it and get a big pop? People did not care about this. They really did not. And this was not a good match, in my opinion. So I could take or leave this one. But anyways, he brings in head. The ref tries to take it. Ryan pushes Snow into the ref. Matt Morgan comes through the crowd, hits the carbon footprint on Al Snow, rolls him back in. Joey Ryan pins him, gets the win. He gets a TNA contract. And then Matt Morgan and Joey Ryan shake hands. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like a new tag team or something, but I don't know. I couldn't really care about this one at all. So Kazarian and Christopher Daniels promo on how they're the best tag team and the rest are just jealous. This was pretty good. And then we get the tag match, Daniels and Kazarian versus Styles and Angle versus Chavo and Hernandez for the tag titles. And this was a good match too. I didn't think it was as good as Aries versus Hardy, or definitely not Rude versus Storm, but it was a decent match. And Wes Briscoe was in the crowd watching. They're still, I don't know what they're doing with him, but he's in the crowd. And Kazarian hits this Hurricane Rana off the top onto Hernandez, who is standing on the apron, and just takes a sick-ass bump from this. Really, really looked nasty. A lot of the guys were doing just crazy dives the whole time. Very fast-paced match. So I did enjoy this one. Eventually Hernandez hits Border Toss and Chavo hits the Frog Splash on Styles for the win. New tag team champions, but once again TNA doesn't really have any other teams. I mean, the two Robbies, Robbie E and Robbie T, I guess maybe they can go up against them or something. I figured since they beat Styles they can continue that feud, but I don't know. The division needs a lot of help. Then we get Tara and Miss Tessmacher for the Knockouts title. So Tara wins the match. We get a new Knockouts champion. I expected this because of the whole Hollywood boyfriend angle. And she reveals the Hollywood boyfriend, and it's some guy named Jesse from Big Brother. I don't watch Big Brother. I don't know who in the hell this guy was, and apparently no one else did either. It was sad, and absolutely no one cared. Now, at first, when they said he's from Big Brother, I was thinking Psycho Sid, his son, was on Big Brother. That's got to be this guy. Well, apparently it's not. So he's just some random dude from Big Brother. This was a huge... Well, I can't say it's a huge disappointment because I didn't really have high expectations for this. The Aces and Eights one, now that was a huge disappointment, but this was just kind of sad. So they show some of the highlights from the Hall of Fame. This was really nice of them. They, Dixie Carter and TNA did set the whole thing up for Sting, and I thought that was really nice of them. Where in the hell are Sting's eyebrows, though? I cannot be the only one who noticed this. The man has no eyebrows. It's really weird. But It was a nice ceremony. Lex Luger was there. So that was cool. No Christian. I don't know what the hell happened with all that, but it was fine. It was a nice ceremony and everything. I thought it was going to be a bigger part of the actual show, but they just showed like highlights of it. And they also showed some more of this on the pre-show. So then we get the Aces and Eights match. Sting and Bully Ray come out. Bully Ray has his face painted. And then the Aces drag out Parks' sorry carcass. And they chain him to the guardrail or handcuff him or something. And Sting and Bully attack the Aces. They brawl around. Taz and Mike Tenay are talking about the horrible stench coming from Joe Park. Another Aces member gets involved. He spits on Park and Park snaps, breaking the handcuff. He attacks the Aces member. They fight up the ramp. Bully and Sting get attacked from behind since they're just watching all of this happen. They're not trying to help Park or anything. They're just watching in disbelief. So Sting and Bully hit the Doomsday Device on one of the Aces. And Bully brings in the table, but another Ace runs out and puts Bully through the table. They cover him for the win. The Aces have full access. They won the match. Now they're allowed in TNA whenever they want, I guess. Some more Aces come out. They beat up Sting and Bully Ray, and then Hogan's music hits. And let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here because I want to get all of this. So Hogan's music hits, and the Aces basically form an assembly line to run up the ramp so that Hogan can punch them all in the face. And I'm talking seriously, one punch each, and they're out. One punch from Hogan. These guys are fresh. A lot of them have not even been in the match. They just showed up right now, and one punch from Hogan, and they're out of commission. Hogan finally makes it to the ring, and there's one guy left. I guess this is the leader. I guess this is the big reveal. So Hogan punches him. He hits the big boot. He takes his mask off. It's fucking Devon. Devon Dudley. I could not believe this. I thought about this for the rest of the entire show. Even during Hardy versus Aries, I kept thinking, Devon? I mean, I can say I'm surprised. Is that what you wanted? Because if that's what TNA wanted, I think we're all surprised. Surprised they would do something this stupid. This was... Actually, I'm not surprised they do something this stupid, but this was such a disappointment. I mean, anybody would have been better. But Devon, I mean, they did the whole thing where he's gone from the company, and then Bully Ray's shocked, and he's wearing the face paint, and he looks like an idiot. And they're all just staring at each other, and Hogan's like, you better get out of here, brother. And so the Aces grab Devon, and they carry him out, and the whole thing was just, the fans start chanting, this is awkward. I have no idea what to say about it, other than it was a huge disappointment, and I don't think anybody's going to care anymore. They just straight up killed this angle. They spent all summer working on this angle to give us Devon Dudley. Oh my god. This is the big Bound for Glory surprise. Is Devon and Jesse from Big Brother. Way to go. So anyways, actually, you know what? There was this video someone did on YouTube where they, because you know how the Aces talk in that weird voice? Well, they use some type of program to play it back to what the guy sounds like and take out the weird voice, and you just hear the guy talking. And it sounded like Matt Hardy. And I don't know if some of these videos were filmed before he went to Ring of Honor or what happened. I'm sure it's not him now because he's with Ring of Honor. But yeah, I was kind of surprised when I heard the voice and everybody was saying it was Matt Hardy, because that would also be a surprise. And I was really expecting a number of people Bischoff. I wasn't even expecting the leader to get revealed, so I'm pretty sure it is the leader, and it's Devon, but I don't know what to say about this. So moving on, Austin Aries cuts a promo on how he's angry, and he kicked Hardy in the balls on Thursday, and he's just really pissed off. He's ready to keep his title here against Hardy and be done with this. Jeff Hardy versus Austin Aries. Hardy comes out in a Predator mask, I think, kind of like LA Park. Fans were really behind both guys, though. One awesome moment was they got dual chants going for both guys, and it was huge. It sounded like every single person there was chanting for at least one of the guys, and it was a really cool moment. But Austin Aries kicks out of the Twist of Fate. Hardy kicks out of the Brainbuster, and then Hardy hits another Twist of Fate, the Swanton, for the win. New world champion, Jeff Hardy. And this was a good match. These guys really gave a ton of effort here, and I thought they did a good job. I don't know. Jeff Hardy's the champion now. We'll see if this moves ratings, if it does anything differently. I don't think it will, but TNA wanted to make him happy, and I guess now they're just going to hope he sticks around. And I would like to see Jeff Hardy have another run in WWE just to do something different, but I don't see him leaving TNA. Maybe they'll bring back that really ugly purple belt that was like the weird face that Mr. Anderson was forced to hold for a while there after he beat Hardy. But as far as Bound for Glory goes, this was just kind of a strange show. I would say that if this was a regular pay-per-view, it would have been a good show. But for Bound for Glory, it was just kind of lackluster, just kind of average to me. It had some good matches, and I mean, Hardy Aries, that's good. Rude Storm saved the show, and the tag match was good. So overall, it would have been fine for a regular pay-per-view, but when you have like so much hype for this Aces and Eights angle, and then it's Devon Dudley, and people are just like, people don't even know what to say. The fans were just shocked, and that cannot be a good thing for the angle. You really need some type of reaction here instead of just, what the hell? Like, confusion is what people had. It wasn't like a surprise, like, oh my god, it's Devon Dudley. It was more just, what the fuck is Devon doing out here? Why would Devon be in this biker gang? It's stupid. So, I don't know. I hope they have not been planning it being Devon for this long, but with the whole Twitter thing and him leaving the company, I think they were planning Devon for at least a month or so. So anyway, that's my review of Bound for Glory this year. Hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments below, and thanks for watching.